Hello and welcome back to Matushka and me. Happy Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras! Woo!
For those of you who may not be familiar with Mardi Gras, there is a celebration that would normally take place this time of year in the city of New Orleans and also in Mobile, Alabama, that celebrates for certain folks the beginning of their fast. So, are we beginning the fast? No. We still have 3 weeks as Orthodox Christians before we begin the fast. And do we really, as Orthodox Christians, celebrate Mardi Gras? Not really. Although, there's something that's interesting that people might not know about Mardi Gras. So Mardi Gras itself is a very old celebration in New Orleans. Depending on how you do the history, it can go back to the 1700s in America. But for as far as I can tell, the sporadic celebration of parades and festivities that take place shortly before Lent in the Roman Catholic Church really dates to about the early to mid 19th century. But the modern Mardi Gras that most people know with the floats and the big parades and things like that, that's very organized, which no one is having this year because of COVID. That's a little bit later. That's more towards the end of the 19th century. But there is an interesting connection between Orthodoxy and Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans. And that is that in 1872, there was a Grand Duke from Russia that visited New Orleans, 1872. And it was this year that the first Rex Parade was announced, and it was in honor of this Grand Duke who was visiting. I won't give you all the historical details of Mardi Gras and the lingo, but more or less, there was a parade that was organized from a parade society specifically to honor this monarch, this prince who was visiting New Orleans, and they're now a famous parade crew. In any case, the Russian Grand Duke Alexis Androvich Romanov, Alexis Alexandrovich Romanov was visiting New Orleans, and he not only attended but observed this parade in New Orleans and all the festivities, which he quite enjoyed, and he was impressed with how, as I read online, how European certain things in New Orleans were. This is pretty astounding. The other thing that's really interesting about many of the modern parades and crews is that although there's a traditional association with them with Roman Catholicism, actually a lot of crews were formed by Protestants. A lot of the modern festivities that we know for Mardi Gras actually come from Protestant businessmen and people that organized these various crews and parades. So it's really kind of a fascinating history. Like I said, though, as Orthodox Christians, we're not starting the fast anytime soon. In fact, for us, how we start the fast is not with a bunch of festivities like this. How we start our fast is on the Sunday preceding when the fast starts. It's known as Forgiveness Sunday. And we gather in the church and we have a Vesper service that we do. And then afterwards, everybody in the church gathers around and asks each other for forgiveness. And that's how we begin our fast, right? Now, there is a small tradition in some Orthodox countries of having, kind of a lead up to the fast. And we celebrate this on the calendar as Cheese Fair, where we're not eating any meat, right? So, there is that kind of idea of preparation that's also in the festivities of celebration for Mardi Gras, because in some ways Mardi Gras is supposed to be a preparation for the fast in general for Roman Catholics. And the idea behind it is that, you would enjoy those things that you were going to be giving up during Lent. However, for modern Roman Catholics, their kind of fasting is a lot less than what Orthodox Christians, we as Orthodox Christians, would have during the fast. As Orthodox Christians during the fast, we don't eat any meat, the entire fast, as well as no dairy products, no cheese, so it's no eggs, no cheese, no meat of any kind. Mostly it's just vegetables, and occasionally there's a very rare instance where we can have fish a couple of times. But other than that, you're basically stuck with beans and fruit and vegetables, bread, and certain types of seafood that are not considered like full-on fish. Like you could have shrimp on occasion or something like that. So our fast is a little bit more strict, a little bit more severe in that sense. But yeah, I guess you could make the connection and say that there's a similarity with the idea about preparation, right? The other interesting thing about the Mardi Gras festival and festivities is the tradition of the colors, right? You might think that the Mardi Gras colors look, ostentatious and they're just, over the top, and that's just because it's a big festivity. But actually, there's been a traditional understanding of what the colors mean in Mardi Gras. The colors in Mardi Gras are being green, gold, and purple, and kind of the traditional understanding of those the meaning of those colors is that purple stands for justice, green stands for faith, and gold stands for power. So even though Mardi Gras, unfortunately, in some instances has taken a very secular, kind of holiday-like connotation, there still remains in the Mardi Gras and the Mardi Gras tradition and celebration of Mardi Gras that real aspect that's tied to faith. In fact, a very popular tradition in Mardi Gras is for people during the Mardi Gras season. Actually, it's a season. It's not just a couple of days. They start what they would call the parade season or carnival season in January. And they have parades that going on normally if it wasn't a pandemic. But one of the traditions that they have is that one of the foods that we would eat, traditional Mardi Gras foods, is king cake. And king cake is actually an older tradition that goes back to cakes that were eaten for, in the Western world, Epiphany, or what we call as Orthodox Christians, Theophany, right? And the cake is in a circle, and it signifies something like very sweet. So it's a remembrance of the wise men, or as they say, the three kings, right? They often talk about that, hence the king cake. But it's like an offering. It's a reminder of that episode. So that's a kind of an old tradition that made its way into Mardi Gras. Now people eat what they call king cake, which is like a brioche kind of cake. It's very rich and kind of it can have filling in it. It's covered in sugar and very, very sweet frosting. And of course, the sugar is colored sugar, purple, green, and gold. But the most amazing aspect of a king cake is inside of the king cake somewhere is hidden the king, a little baby Jesus. And the tradition is that whoever finds baby Jesus is, it's lucky, it's good for them to find it. And then the next year they provide the king cake for the folks that are eating the king cake with them. But it's really fascinating because no one is confused about what this king cake is and who the baby is inside of the king cake. And everyone understands that this is king cake is a cake for the baby Jesus, and the baby is the baby Jesus. So there's some pretty interesting connections between Mardi Gras and Christianity. And now you know the one connection that there is between Mardi Gras and Orthodoxy. You might ask, why are we dressed up for Mardi Gras? Why are we saying Happy Mardi Gras? Well, in the Baldwin family household, Mardi Gras is observed. It's a holiday observed, right? What we like to do is to get in the festive season is to eat king cake. lots of king cake. I think we ate 4 this year.
For several weeks.
Yeah. So we like to eat that, and we also like to, bring close to home one of our favorite dishes that is hard to find, and that it really can't be duplicated in a sense. I mean, you really have to be in New Orleans and down in the French Quarter and eat this dish. But the closest thing that we can get to it, because we can't get to New Orleans, and for years we didn't even live close to New Orleans. The closest we can get to it is to make them ourselves, to make some beloved beignets.
Yes.
So, yes, I did make beignets, right? These are tasty, crunchy, crispy, and these are a French donut. They're airy, they're kind of crispy on the outside, they're puffy, and then they're not really sweet themselves, but they're just loaded with powdered sugar. So, as we're eating this morning, one of the boys actually committed one of the faux pas of eating a beignet, which is you never inhale. Never. Whenever you go to bite into a beignet, you don't breathe in. You start chewing and move the beignet away from your mouth before you breathe in. Because if you breathe in, you suck in powdered sugar, and then you go, and powdered sugar
all over your face.
The other thing is that, because Matrushka said, exhale, and I said, no, don't inhale, don't exhale, either way, you're going to cause a problem, because if you exhale, it goes everywhere. But if you inhale and start coughing, it goes everywhere anyways. But the great thing about the powdered sugar is that, there's a very, very famous, well-known place that makes beignets in the French Quarter. I'm still very reticent to say any kind of names or advertise any kind of thing in particular, because I don't want to have any kind of flag content. This is just a fun video that we do, so I'm not going to push anything like that. But there is a certain place that makes beignets, is known for beignets, that I love going to, and beignets are not complete without a little bit of a cafe au lait, right? Which I have here. I made cafe au lait. Now, cafe au lait is coffee with milk. Mm-hmm. The special cafe au lait for the French Quarter, and by extension New Orleans, that's known there, is the coffee is actually half coffee, half chicory, and this gives you a particular flavor. It's very strong. Yeah. This is a very interesting, another connection that we could mix in here, is that it's been told to me, although I was never able to verify it, but I know it's true from very many reports, and many people have said this is true and talked to this person historically. But our own beloved Archbishop Dimitri, who was the first bishop of the Diocese of the South of the OCA, the Orthodox Church in America, apparently he loved to drink chicory and coffee. That was one of his favorite ways to drink coffee, and he drank it very often. Now, I love chicory and coffee, but I have to admit, I was never quite as bold as I've heard Archbishop Dimitri was, because he used to drink it without any cream or sugar, just straight up. And I can tell you, coffee and chicory is a very bold drink. As they say, it'll put hair on your chest, right? So I like mine with as a cafe au lait, right? With cream and sugar, a little sweetness to offer set. But what goes really great with this cafe au lait are these tasty beignets. So what happens is, even though the beignets have powdered sugar, the powdered sugar isn't super sweet. It's not quite like eating a donut rolled in sugar, because the powdered sugar is not necessarily as sweet as regular sugar. But you get a bit of that sweetness, and then you drink your cafe au lait. Even your cafe au lait is sweet, the bitterness of the chicory comes out, the strongness of the chicory, the boldness of the coffee comes out, and it kind of balances that out. It mellows it out a lot. So it's not overpowering. Well, at least not to me. I'm sure some people think that it's ridiculous. So I think that's for us, that's really a fun time of year. This is some of the things that we like to do. So I think we can kind of take our mask off now. It's okay. This time of year. So I got this mask for Matrushka, and I thought it was amazing because the Mardi Gras mask has music on it, and she's a musician, right? I just got the goofy, silly El Cheapo plain one, right? In any case, that's some of the traditions that we have around this time of year. I don't think we often mix and match things. For instance, this year, since Mardi Gras would happen, we just kind of celebrate it when it happens because it's not, like we mentioned, it's not really an Orthodox holiday. There's some overlap in some way. Certainly in the Baldwin household, there's overlap. But, I think it's something that's particular to our part of the country, our neck of the woods. Matrushka didn't grow up with it, obviously. I grew up with it, so I kind of introduced her to that. But that's, I think, a fun thing that we do, and I think it's something that, as Orthodox Christians, as long as we do it in a manner that's not, maybe eating 4 king cakes is probably a little much.
That's a little much.
But I think as long as we do it in a manner where it's not over the top and we're having a bit of fun, I think it's acceptable and it's fine. So we would like to hear from you guys to see if you have heard of Mardi Gras, if there's any kind of Mardi Gras celebration you keep.
That's right.
Perhaps you're a transplant from the South and you had celebrated Mardi Gras before. So we'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Great.
I'll tell you, there is a little bit of a debate in the Mardi Gras world about whose Mardi Gras is the most authentic. New Orleans Mardi Gras, Mobile, Alabama Mardi Gras. And I have to tell you, having been to the Mobile Mardi Gras and some other Mardi Gras across the coast of Mississippi, I've never actually been to Mardi Gras in New Orleans. When I was growing up, we always assumed it was just a bit much. I'll leave it at that.
Not a family.
Well, just a bit much. Now, and they do have family parades and family times in New Orleans, but growing up, we didn't do that. But a couple of years back, we were able to take our boys to the Mardi Gras during the day in Mobile. And it was phenomenal. We had a very good time. It was fun. It was everything I loved about Mardi Gras, except there's moon pies. See, in a Mardi Gras parade, you know a lot. In Mardi Gras parades, of course, everybody knows they throw out beads. If you know anything about Mardi Gras, throw out beads. Well, and in Mobile, not only do they throw beads, they also throw moon pies. And here's what's really funny. If you bring your children, they throw more. So we went and we came back with like a trash bag, huge trash bag full of beads in one hand, and then another trash bag in the other hand full of moon pies. Right? These prepackaged moon pies and all the flavors, banana and all those things.
Chocolate,
it was pretty hilarious. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, I think it took us a year to get through this. We might have even just,
I think the last few weeks
threw something away. It was ridiculous. It wasn't the full size ones.
No.
They were a little bit smaller. They were. I don't know if they were quite many. Maybe there were many, but it didn't matter because there were so many of them. There were many minis. Moon pie minis.
Yes.
But that's something they do that's unique to the Mobile Mardi Gras. It's really fascinating to see those kind of different, histories and to be able to be part of that. I don't know if I can ever see myself going to a Mardi Gras in New Orleans. If I went to Mardi Gras in New Orleans, I think I'd have to have a green and gold and purple cassock. I'm just kidding. That would not even, just disregard. No. Also, we posted another video. So this is our second video we posted.
Yes.
But I wanted to say, the first video ends abruptly. The snow day,
yes.
The sequel, the Frostocalypse, it ends a little bit abruptly. There's a reason for that. As we were finishing the video, because it was finished, we were getting to the end. As we were finishing the video, one of our children walked into the video and kind of milled around a bit. And didn't know what to do. So thankfully we were pretty much to the end. So I went in and I clipped off that part.
Right.
So we didn't really lose any additional information or anything like that. But I have to admit, I don't edit, and I probably am not going to edit much ever.
That's probably the extent
So
of our editing.
That's right. That's probably all the editing you'll ever get.
End of the video, chop off.
Yeah. It's possible in the future there could be some graphics over here, right? Something like that.
Yeah, we're this way.
This way. Like Matushka said, I'm still getting used to the backwards thing perspective. There might be graphics like that, or like some nice like little link stuff. Let's turn my head this way. Here.
Be like up here.
Here. Yeah. Right. But there's not going to be, I don't know. That's probably unlikely too. But if there is anything, that's what it will be. There really won't be any more editing. I thought, well, I'll just go and record another clip and then add that clip on. And then I got lost in the process and I said, that's fine. It's fine. I'll just explain it in the next video. As we mentioned, we're very lo-fi.
Yes.
Very lo-fi.
Although, did we give them the website?
We did, but I think we can give them the website again. Which we talked about this last video. I launched a website. Actually, I don't know. I think it actually has been launched for a while. I just finished it to the point where I liked it. Yeah. But I still think people were able to access it. I really don't know what I'm doing when it comes to technology. I just don't. But if you put the website into Google or you put the website into Yahoo, it shows up. And that is orthodoxmississippi.org. So I guess it's always been there. I mean, it's not always been there. But I guess it's been there for a while since I put the website up. We use Orthodox Web Services, which is excellent. Yes. Also, we had an amazing logo created by Archangel Media and from Matushka and me, so we want to give a shout out to those two folks as well. But the website is orthodoxmississippi.org, which is spelled just exactly like it sounds. Mississippi is spelled out, Mississippi, right? Orthodox Mississippi, and it is one word. And there's some, like I mentioned in the last video, some nice things on there, some good things on there. We've linked up our Matushka and me videos, so those are on there as well. And some things about Orthodoxy. And if you wanted to look at, the churches and the communities that are across Mississippi, I made a section there with links directly to their websites, and so you can kind of see, it'd be kind of cool to have a graphic that just like pinpoints where they're all at in Mississippi. Maybe one day someone will have mercy on me and create that, because I doubt that'll ever come out of these hands on this machine. But who knows? Who knows? I never thought I'd be doing videos on YouTube.
That's right.
So here we are. Anyways.
Check out the website. Let us know what you think. And, leave a comment, I guess.
Right. And as always, subscribe if you're not subscribed.
Right.
Again,
subscribe.
There's nothing at stake because, again, we just do this for fun. But before we go, I did want to show you again. I feel like this is probably a tease, but I don't care. Right? This is the coffee and chicory, the cafe au lait, and the tasty beignet donuts.
Yes.
Yum, yum, yum,
they were good, actually.
Just kidding. Yeah. That's really cold. I've had it in the fridge all day. Yeah. We made like 2 dozen, and our boys ate all of them except these.
Those 3.
And they only didn't eat these. The only reason they didn't eat these is because I told them no. It's not because they didn't want to. They absolutely wanted to.
That's
true. Well, we look forward to making some more videos. Who knows? We're in the middle of February right now, so even though it took a month to make these 2 videos, I think things are a little bit more organized for us now, so maybe we'll make some more in February.
We'll see some.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, definitely we'll have some more videos for you in March. So.
Yes.
we'll look forward to hearing your comments and see what you have to say and offering your insights and sharing your stories with us about your Mardi Gras, if you have a Mardi Gras, and if not, it'd be great to also maybe hear some of the ways that you prepare for the fast, which for us Orthodox Christians, this is like 3 weeks, some things aside from the normal Orthodox things that we do. I mean, we do some of the things we mentioned, but maybe some of the things in your family that you guys do to help you prepare for the great fast. All right. Well, God bless you. See you later. Bye.